All right, everyone. Let's jump directly into the topic and what we are supposed to discuss today. So you asked me to speak about channeling and what is basically mechanism of channeling and what chakras that are used during the channeling or is best to be used. Of course, when you are learning channeling, there are several stages of the way how it unlocks you, the way you need to go through a certain learning process. And then another stage is basically when you already know how to channel. Then again, there is a shift in how the mechanism basically changes. When you already activated certain ability, in this case channeling, then you are using it in a different way, or it opens up through you in a different way than when you are learning it. You are not going through the same stages again like when you are learning, and you just go into it, and so the process there is a little bit different. So when you are learning channeling, as I said, there are different stages that you can go through, and of course it's different for every person. And towards the question which chakras are, for example, needed or important for channeling, the basic is what is important is crown chakra and third eye. Those are chakras that are higher vibrational, that are basically connecting you in with the higher vibrational energies or other dimensional energies. So those are chakras through which you get accessed by other energies that are, let's say, outside of you, not you. But of course, like when you are learning to verbally deliver the energies, your thoughts are being translated through throat chakra. So of course the throat chakra, or basically throat, is as well being activated when you are delivering this kind of energy. So you cannot really avoid of activating that chakra as well. Then of course a very important chakra is as well heart chakra. It's not as I said necessary for the basic channeling to happen, the translation of the energies, but it's a very important. And also the other chakras, because it depends on you, like who you are as a person, how balanced you are. And heart chakra is very important for the intention as well, like how you are relating to this, let's say, work, this job that you have as a channeler. If you are doing it for what are the reasons, for example, that you are doing it, like if you put enough love into that work. So that's why heart chakra is also important. We are connecting with heart chakra, or through heart chakra, with your soul, with your purpose, who you are. And so in this way, when you are connecting with heart chakra, you are only amplifying the flow and basically opening up yourself to all overall energies. So the rest of the chakras are again not fully necessary for the process of verbally delivering messages, but they are important always in process of learning channeling. And that's why as I was saying in the beginning, it depends also on the stages, what shifts within you. In the beginning, when you are learning, it's always best to align all of your chakras and to let yourself be adjusted and rewired throughout overall system, and that includes as well balancing all your chakras and yourself, your personality, because many people experience when they are learning to open for channeling a lot of triggers coming up. It can be certain things that you have dealt with in the past. It can be like negative things coming up, self-worth, self-love, that there is a lack of it. You could get triggered in many different ways. You can get more sensitive to things. So that's why it's necessary for you to go through certain stages of rebalancing yourself and working on yourself, And that also, of course, is reflecting in how you can connect with your chakras, like when basically for best version of yourself that would be able to channel properly, you need to be balanced to a certain degree. And that means like all your let's say traumas and conditioning and everything, and that is basically stored in all of your chakras. So beliefs, for example, as well, for example, in the root chakra are about basic needs, like survival mode, and everything what is connected with the survival mode in this dimension where you live in. So it's always best to as well like be able to somehow open up more to the flow, to the trust, to definitely trust that you would be supported, for example, through this process as well. And as well, like with the second chakra, it's a lot of times connected with the sexuality. Then you could experience orgasmic feelings, and those can be triggering you as well in a certain ways. Even physical issues with the sexual parts can be amplified because of that as well. Then of course third chakra is where you are basically holding your self-worth as well as a human being, 3D human being. And that all these parts of yourself, like when you have some negativity there, like a very very like a big, or how to say it, like a very pronounced negativity, like you don't have to be as well perfect for channeling in proper way, but as I said, like to the certain degree you need to be balanced and to go through this kind of triggers that you would be experiencing. And so when you are able to go through all this, let's say, conditioning and finding that grounding in all those chakras as well, you would in some way as well harmonize all of your system, all of your chakras together. And you could experience, or the channelers, when they still open up more to this journey, they usually experience opening up all those chakras and kind of like creating one kind of like a pillar of energy going through them. And when that happens, it's also a sign that you are going further and further into proper state of channeling. You don't have to be like doing channeling in a trance state, it's not necessary. When you especially go through all these kind of like readjustments, and to learn how to flow with the energy, with your words and with your emotions and your thoughts. And so when you, let's say, reach a certain level of efficiency of translating thoughts and energies through words, and trusting yourself that it works, and being balanced each time when you, let's say, you are already, let's say, you could say channeler, then process of like going into channeling state is different, because you are already harmonized to a certain degree. You cannot fully lose it at any point. Of course, like people, like a person can get imbalance through whatever, difficulties they can go through during their life, during their days. But they are not really losing a skill. It's similar like when you, for example, learn to ride a bike, and then suddenly one day you maybe hurt your leg or broke your leg, and you wouldn't be able to, let's say, properly ride a bike. It doesn't mean like you lost the completely ability to ride a bike. You just are a little bit, like not fully efficient in riding a bike, for example. So of course, like before you go into channeling for other people, then you and best is to prepare yourself in some way. If you didn't have, for example, best day it's not necessary for you to be as well like completely perfect when you are already there, when you are enough activated and fluent with this skill basically. Then channeling in itself, like when you are preparing through the meditation, it always already very quickly unlocks all these openings, all this flow and the energy. When channeling already starts, energy clears up the system for a channel as well, for them to be able to deliver the energies and the words and thoughts in the best way they can. But of course, like uh, some people, of course, like or channels, that not all of them are, let's say, the best in their skill, or they didn't, and this is also connected with them not going through their own, let's say, issues properly. They are basically projecting their own thinking, their issues and their opinions into it, because they don't want to lose their ego enough, or loosen up their ego enough for delivering neutral perspective, or neutral in a way that they need to be neutral to let whatever positive or negative to come through. So yes, this is what is happening when a person already goes, like who has the skills efficiently enough, like a practice. The activation is very quick, and basically it just is there. Not necessarily like that's like those chakras are being that overwhelmingly used as when someone is learning to channel. But they are still being in some way used, to ground energy, to properly, flow through body, and also, as I was saying, even helping channel to clear their energy field as well as they go. So yes, this is how it happens, and maybe you wanted to know as well some more like a specific type of like mechanism what is going on that is really difficult to describe, because it's just really in a certain way you just open up, and it happens. It's I cannot really kind of like describe it with words in a way, other than that your system just opens up and you harmonize yourself with the flow of the energy from the universe through you, or whatever being or energies that you are connecting with, and you want to deliver their message. You need to just harmonize. And when you are already efficient, like you went through opening up your chakras and your system properly, and especially if you want to connect with specific energy, of course, like learning to harmonize yourself and open up to yourself on your personal level to the energy. Then when you start channeling, then it just flows effortlessly. You need to trust as well, to that energy, to let it go through you properly. So mechanism is basically all of these things of your own relation and trust towards an energy that you are channeling as well, and of course, as I was saying, very important is, of course, to even just start learning to channel, is to be willing to go certain miles longer, than usually people go. You have to be brave, to feel certain shifts. You need to be brave to face whatever you need to face by unlocking yourself to this kind of experience. Because as I was saying, like you are channeling higher dimensional energies, and when you are basically delivering these energies to other people, they are there to help them. So they are as well like healing energies and triggering energies for them. And for you to be efficiently being able to deliver these healing energies, these higher vibrational energies to them, and to enough degree, it's best for you to not be constantly triggered by them as well. So that's why you need to be open enough, clear enough, until that point that you can as well flow properly and give as well the best information they need to hear, not as I said, like let's say with some parts of false information that is basically connected with your own unhealed things, unhealed trauma. Of course, like you can learn as well, like if you still have some kind of trauma, to learn to go into it neutrally and really let go of everything for that time being. When you are channeling, just let go of all those, let's say, fears of or opinions and everything. And that's a way, like the best to help the person. Like you really need to go into channeling and even learning channeling selfless, because only a part of yourself that is needed, of course, is that part that you really desire to help the other people. And that is the best way how you can set up yourself to deliver the clearest message and energy to the person. Of course, it's not about always being the most right with the sentences and words. It's always about the way, if you can reach the other person with the words and make them understand what energies or beings that are talking through you, like they want them to understand. So if they get the message, finally have this aha moments, or not just on their level of thinking, but if the energy is there to help their emotional self, like if they receive it, it doesn't matter like if you say it in a certain way or a little bit different way. So it doesn't really matter to be so precise with the words, because you know that we don't even deliver words to, we deliver complex thoughts to you, and it's up to the person how person is able to handle language and is learn to speak. Then the person then of course uses their own cognitive way of speaking to deliver the message and try to reach the best understanding for the other person as well. So I hope I reach enough of understanding for this kind of topic. But of course, if you have a different idea of like what you wanted to hear about it, like definitely hit me with your questions about this topic, and I would be very glad to explore it with you more. And of course, like if you have some other questions, then of course you can ask your most important questions that you have.